against Sacramento. We haven't seen any of it tonight.
Curry lets it fly, and Stephen Curry guarded by Murray, and Curry, wow, what a tough layup that was.
Dub Nation, it's always a thrill to connect with you, especially as we're about to reveal the latest news that could shape the fate of our beloved Golden State Warriors. But before we dive into this whirlwind of information, let me make a friendly request. Show us some love by clicking the like button to strengthen our bond, and hey, if you are not subscribed yet, join our channel for a thrilling and emotional journey. Don't forget to turn on notifications to stay ahead of the game. Stephen Curry's take on Andrew Wiggins. It's like that father-son relationship. Stephen Curry's analogy comparing his relationship with Andrew Wiggins to that of a father and son sheds light on the dynamics within the Golden State Warriors team. Although Curry clarifies that he doesn't see Wiggins as a child, his expectations for Wiggins reflect those of parents guiding their children to reach their full potential. It's like that father-son relationship, not to say that he's a child, where you just ask someone to do what you know they're capable of doing. Throughout the season, Wiggins faced challenges, including inconsistencies and personal issues, which impacted his on-court performance. Despite these obstacles, Curry and the Warriors remained steadfast in supporting Wiggins, recognizing his potential and the significant role he plays in the team. When the Warriors were eliminated by the Kings, they found themselves in a phase of rebuilding for the next year. With their playoff hopes dashed, Curry's emphasis on Wiggins' contributions takes on new meaning as the team looks to the future. Facing the disappointment of missing the playoffs, the Warriors must regroup and refocus their efforts on rebuilding the team for the next season. While immediate postseason glory may be out of reach, Curry's recognition of Wiggins' defensive prowess and offensive contributions remains crucial to the team's future success. Looking ahead, the Warriors will need to confront the challenges of rebuilding their roster and refining their gameplay. As they prepare for the upcoming season, Wiggins' role will continue to be critical in shaping the team's identity and competitiveness on the court. Although the disappointment of the season's end may linger, the Warriors can draw inspiration from Curry's praise for Wiggins and his reminder of the importance of unity and support within the team. As they work towards their goals for the next year, the Warriors will rely on Wiggins and the rest of the team to elevate their game and strive for success in the seasons to come. The Warriors need to build a competitive team around Stephen Curry. The Golden State Warriors' exit from the play-in tournament served as a reminder of the importance of building a competitive team around Stephen Curry. Despite the early postseason exit, the Warriors showed glimpses of their potential throughout the season, indicating that with the right pieces in place, they can once again contend for the championship. Injuries and suspensions hindered the Warriors' playoff aspirations, preventing them from finishing higher in the standings. Nevertheless, the team's performance highlighted the need to surround Curry with a roster capable of maximizing his talents and competing at the highest level. As the greatest shooter in NBA history, Curry remains a potent offensive threat, capable of single-handedly changing the course of a game. However, to truly capitalize on his abilities and reach the playoffs, the Warriors must assemble a complete team that complements Curry's skill set. Building around Curry means finding players who can excel in both scoring and playmaking roles while offering defensive versatility and leadership. The Warriors need contributors who can alleviate some of the offensive burden from Curry, allowing him to thrive in his role as the team's primary scoring option. Additionally, surrounding Curry with talented teammates increases the team's overall competitiveness and makes them a formidable opponent for any team in the league. By assembling a deep and talented roster, the Warriors can withstand injuries and suspensions more effectively and maintain consistency in their performance throughout the season. Maximizing Curry's remaining years in the league requires the Warriors to be proactive in building their roster and strategic in acquiring players. This may involve bold moves in free agency or the trade market to acquire key pieces that complement Curry's playing style and elevate the team's overall level of play. Ultimately, the Warriors' success depends on their ability to build a competitive team around Curry that can contend for championships. With the right combination of talent and chemistry, the Warriors can once again establish themselves as a dominant force in the NBA and seriously compete for the title. The former Warriors GM regrets not drafting Nikola Jokic to form a super team with Stephen Curry. The rise of Nikola Jokic from a second-round pick to being widely regarded as one of the best players in the NBA is already a story for the ages. But little did we know that there was a possibility for the Golden State Warriors to have chosen the two-time MVP to pair with Stephen Curry. Former GM Bob Myers revealed that he regrets the decision to this day. Bob Myers was part of the commentary team during the playoff game between the Denver Nuggets and the Los Angeles Lakers today. Speaking about how good Nikola Jokic has become, the former Golden State Warriors GM said the following. I'll tell you one thing, I'll make myself feel bad. I don't even remember a conversation about Nikola Jokic. That's probably why I'm sitting here with you. Bob Myers commenting during Nuggets vs Lakers. He then added another analogy about Jokic before criticizing himself by saying, Jokic might be the hardest guy to bother in the league. Who passed on him in the draft? Bob Myers commenting during Nuggets vs Lakers. Essentially, Myers mocked himself for not drafting Jokic in 2014. This would have made the Warriors a powerhouse. If Bob Myers and his personnel team had chosen the now two-time MVP, the Golden State Warriors would have become unbeatable. Imagine Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Jokic all on the same team. However, it should be noted that Myers cannot be entirely blamed. The Warriors were on the rise at that time and about to break out. Additionally, they did not have a draft pick that year. Add to that the fact that the Serbian was not highly coveted at the time. Nikola Jokic evolved from an unknown second-round pick to one of the best in the NBA. When Nikola Jokic entered the league, few NBA executives knew his game. They simply saw him as another skilled European big man who wasn't athletic and couldn't play defense. Even as an MVP in the Eastern European ABA League, he was considered, at best, a solid bench player. However, the Serbian worked on his game, his physical attributes, as well as his understanding of the game. By the end of his second year, all these efforts started to pay off. The Denver Nuggets decided to focus on building a team around him rather than other high draft picks that had disappointed them so far. The rest, as all basketball fans know, is history. 2 league MVPs, the first championship in Denver Nuggets history, and a finals MVP. This year, he might win his third MVP. If only Bob Myers had acted on drafting Jokic in 2014, the Warriors might have more than the 4 championships they've brought home in the last 10 years. The Spurs may target 12-time All-Star in free agency. Chris Paul has a $30 million team option in his contract for the upcoming season. The Golden State Warriors may opt to decline that option. Paul would then become an unrestricted free agent before the offseason. The veteran guard could also re-sign with the Warriors on a more team-friendly deal. However, Golden State won't be the only team interested in the services of the veteran guard. According to Mark Stein, who was writing in his newsletter Steinline, the San Antonio Spurs could potentially seek to acquire Paul for the 2024-25 season. A potential team to watch, should Paul and the Warriors part ways, is San Antonio, Stein reported. Among the personnel problems currently circulating, the Spurs may emerge as suitors for Paul if they decide to pursue some veteran savvy on a short-term deal to provide presumptive Rookie of the Year winner Victor Wembanyama with more experienced help in year 2. Paul is one of the top point guards in the NBA. In his prime, he was also one of the best perimeter defenders in league history. His experience would be invaluable for Victor Wembanyama's development. Playing alongside Paul would help accelerate the 7-foot phenomenon's growth, especially in terms of understanding angles and passing lanes in screening actions. The Spurs are a roster in rebuilding mode. Adding veterans to help develop young talent is part of that process. The more experience and talent you can put around a rising star like Wembanyama, the better. The big question is whether Paul would be inclined to join San Antonio. A championship has eluded him throughout his career. With his time in the league winding down, Paul might favor a lesser role on a contending team. As the offseason approaches, San Antonio will be linked to a host of talents. Paul will be among the most suitable for what Greg Popovich's team is trying to accomplish in the short term. Unfortunately, time is not on Paul's side, so he may not head to Texas unless his options in the league are limited.